Welcome to the Scottsdale Vibes podcast. I'm your host, Alicia Haygood. Summer is right around the corner. I know it feels like it's already hit us, but it is right around the corner. And if you are a parent like me and like Dr. Rob, who is sitting here with me across the table, camp season is here. It's official. I will not live without camps. My kids cannot live without camps. So we are dedicating this episode to different camps here in Scottsdale and where you go. So I'm really excited to introduce you to some of them as well. But Dr. Rob, let's start with you and your beautiful smile, of course. Let's talk, because your kids are the same age as mine. I don't know what to do with my kids if they're not in camp. I'm told that I'm boring. There's not enough things to do because, I have to control the screen time as well. And I don't know about your kids, but my kids are done with the pool like come July because we're already starting, in March, April timeframe. So what are you doing this summer with the kiddos?
Hi, Alicia. Yeah. Hi, everybody listening. For sure, the kids need that outlet, and they need a camp. They need something. They need vacation Bible school. They need the pool. They need pool activities. They need group play dates. They need all of that. But the wonderful thing about Arizona is that they can do those things inside too. Yeah. Because, it gets really hot out, and the pool can only get you so far, especially at that 3 o'clock hour where it is just brutally hot.
It's ridiculous. And that right now, that 3 o'clock hour is like school pickup time. So I tell everyone, I'm like, I rinse off in the morning and then I shower at like 4:30 because I'm just drenched, like picking them up from school.
Yep. We have a bunch of camps planned for the kids this summer. One of which is in Scottsdale. I love this one. I think it's really good. It's an almost all-day thing. It's the Arizona Herpetological Association.
You got in?
Yeah.
Dang it. Yeah. We're waitlisted for that one.
Repeat customers for sure. And it's a wonderful place.
Yeah.
All day for the kids, and they have a ball. They come back, and not only do they learn a lot of things, but they're excited about going the next day, even though it's really early in the morning, too, if you think about it. We've done the zoo camp, which is wonderful. It's not in Scottsdale, obviously, but the zoo camp is great. We have a lot of soccer camps because my kids are in soccer.
That's good for you.
And they're indoor too, which is fantastic because, once again, the heat is brutal out there. And then I would say there is one that I know of that's actually kind of a vacation Bible study / water camp that is here in Scottsdale. And we've done that in the past. Honestly, I don't know if they're signed up for that one, but they should be. They should sign every week. They need to be doing something.
That's how I feel. There's just a couple weeks where we have family visiting, or we're leaving in the middle of the week to go away for, a weekend for the family, so they're not in camp. And it's I'm worried about those 2 days.
Yeah. What do you
Monday
do?
and Tuesday, what am I going to do with them? We've done innovation camp is great for kids. Engineering for kids. We're going to have them on this episode. They're great. We're repeat customers there. And Boys and Girls Club is doing some great stuff this week. I have a friend who's sending her daughter, who's competitive soccer as well, to NAU to do a sleepaway camp.
Yeah, Flagstaff is awesome, especially to get out of the heat. All of the Arizonans know that during the summer we don't stay here full time. We get out. Yeah. Go down to Tucson, up to Flagstaff, Sedona, wine country. Yeah. Up in Sedona and down south as well. But even over to San Diego. But to get the kids up north to a camp, basketball camps happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because my youngest one's finally able to go to these camps, hitting that 5-6 year age mark is incredible for me. So now it's you can go together.
Get both.
I know. I'm so excited. Yeah. What about fun? What are some fun stuff? I'm sure it's not all camp. I hope you're taking some time for family time this summer.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're gonna do a big family extravaganza. We're gonna go on a family cruise this summer.
Oh, fun.
So that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, absolutely. We are going up north to a soccer camp up north as well, up in Flagstaff. So that'll be a lot of fun just to get out of the city. It's a whole week of soccer up there. So that'll be fun. I'll be here working, making people smile, of course. But my wife will be up there with the kids, and then I'll go up towards the tail end so that I can hang out with them as well.
Well, let me ask you, speaking of working, is it easier during the summertime because it tends to be slower for you to get some of maybe more of the major dental work that you need to get in?
That's a great question. Yeah, during the summer, we normally have some more time, we'll say, because a lot of people are out of town, the kids are out of school, they're traveling on vacation, they're doing other things, and they're not necessarily thinking about their dental needs. But I will say that the summer is a better better time, especially with your insurance, because a lot of patients that want to get everything done towards the tail end of the year, November, December, to use up their insurance, we don't have the time available for that. We try to make the time, staying open just a little longer in different days, but it's very difficult to get everybody in within that 2-month period. So spreading it out, especially during the summer, to get things done is really the way to go.
And think about that. If you get work done in the summer and you have, your mouth is sore and tender after that, now's the perfect time for smoothies, cold drinks, and like resting inside. So it sounds like a better time.
All the good stuff.
To get work done during the summer
Well,
months.
just think, you get your work done, you get your teeth cleaned in the summer. You're inside in air conditioning. We're not outside doing those things. So yeah, take some time out for yourself, for your health, for your teeth.
I love it. Well, Dr. Rob, best of luck to all the camps. And I'm really jealous that you got into that herpetological. I was on my calendar and then I forgot. And the next week I'm on the wait list.
Wonderful camp. Yeah. For all you listeners, look it up. And they do birthday parties too, I might add.
And they do half days. That's another great thing. If you can't get in a full day, do those half days and still give yourself a break. And the kids get entertained as well. So it's a win-win.
They make them work. Yeah. It's wonderful because they'll come back and my kids will actually say, hey, I got to do this today. And I'm like, well, did they pay you?
Right.
No, we paid them to do that. So, yeah.
But it's amazing how they can't work or do anything
until they get to camp. Yes. Yeah. Chores out the window.
All right. Well, stay tuned. We're going to focus all on camps. I have some great ones coming up for our guests next. But in the meantime, go visit Dr. Rob at Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry for all of your wonderful dental needs and get a gorgeous smile like me and him. I was going to say we. All right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. When it comes to family-friendly dentistry, there's only one place in Scottsdale, and that's Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry. Teeth cleaning, innovative, pain-free laser dentistry, teeth whitening, root canals, and really any dental need you may have, Dr. Rob and his staff at Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry can handle it all. They're more than just a dentist, they really are family. We've been going there for over 3 years, and my family loves them. When your kids get excited to go to the dentist, you know you've got a good one. Dr. Rob DeVito is the only dentist in town that can handle it all. Give him a call at 480-990-1905. You can find him on the web at drdevito.com. And don't forget to tell him you heard him on the podcast. STEM, STEAM, it's all the rage these days. And as a parent of 2 young kids, I am one of these parents that loves it. Engineering for Kids has been around for 10 years, serving over 2,500 kids in 6 Valley locations. Basically, parents, no excuse not to find one. Husband and wife team Ran and Lon Hoagland started this program because they too saw the need for kids to be inspired by science and math. Today, I have program director Zach Gray. He is a former teacher with a degree in childhood education. He has taken his love for teaching and STEM to engineering for kids, where he oversees all aspects of curriculum and program development and implementation. So basically, we need to thank him for having these camps and teaching them today. So Zach, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to share with the Valley and Scottsdale all about engineering for kids. My kids have been going there this will be 3 years for my son, my first year for my daughter because she is just aged in. Super excited. Let's talk about the camps in general. Tell me about some of the programs you'll be offering up this summer and more.
Yeah, we offer so many different things all across the Valley. I mean, we work with kids ages 4 to 14, and we do all sorts of things like programming, robotics, all kinds of different Lego projects, Minecraft, just kind of anything that you can think of that would fit into it.
Anything that's popular for these kids these days, you make a program out of it, basically, which is fantastic.
Yeah, these kids kind of work. A lot of our programs are kind of very it culminates on Friday.
Okay.
And they build one project and they go all the way through. So that way, by the end of the week, they really have something that's unique to them. So
let's talk about, as a program director, a former teacher yourself, you know education, you know what these kids need and stuff like that. Talk about how you work with, like we just said, what's popular these days. Minecraft is very popular in my household, Roblox, Legos, all of those things. How do you take what's popular that the kids are interested in to make it fun for kids to learn? Because as a parent, I've been told I'm not fun and I'm the worst teacher they've ever had. So this is why I enjoy people like you.
So we have kids. I have a son, and the directors have several kids, some grown, and so they've kind of seen the trends come and go, and so that kind of gives us a good bird's eye view of what's really popular with the kids. And so we kind of look at everything and we say, how can we put an educational spin on this? How can we use this to teach some sort of concept to kids? So that way it attracts them into the programs. They go, oh, Minecraft camp. But then when they get there, they learn, oh, actually, I can learn JavaScript. I can actually do this.
So my son, this will be his third year attending. The first year he went, we go to the Mavericks location, was one of the ones we went to, and it was Legos, right? So when you ask a kid what he did today, oh, nothing. It was boring. I built Legos. But then, like you said, come Friday, when I ask him, he's like, oh, well, we built this whole thing, and then we did stop motion animate with it, and all this kind of stuff. I was like, so you learned a whole lesson? He's like, I mean, I guess so. And like, they don't even realize that they're learning, because he seriously every day thought he was just playing Legos, and I was putting him in somewhere so I didn't have to watch him.
Yeah. No, there certainly is a lot of learning going on, believe me. But it's definitely presented in the way that just feels like play to the kids. You know, it's a lot of learning by doing. It's a lot of trial and error. And then when they figure it out, they're like, hey, I figured this out.
Yeah.
I came up with the solution myself. And it's like, okay, you did it, you know?
That's great. I didn't even think about that. You're right. Talk about the age groups, because this is really interesting. You do divide it up for age groups at different locations. So talk about some of the different locations and the age groups and the camps specifically that you'll be offering this summer.
So we have 4 to 7 years old is the junior age group.
Okay.
They'll all be working together on various projects, a lot of hands-on projects, especially for the little kids. And then we have 8 to 14, which sounds like a very big range, but all of our programs are scaling really well to age and ability level because it is so open-ended. And then we have locations across the valley. We do our Scottsdale camps are the Mavericks and the Octane Raceway.
Okay.
Those are kind of the Mavericks is for the slightly younger kids. Mavericks, I believe, is actually 6 to 9 years old.
Okay.
Because it is kind of a big active place.
Yes.
And then Octane is 10 to 14.
Okay.
As well. So that's our Scottsdale locations. And then we're also at Tatum and Greenway, which is not far from a lot of folks, I'm sure. And that's the Sky Zone Trampoline Park, and that's both age groups there.
Okay, you do both age groups there. So what are some of the curriculums that you have going on or camp-specific topics this summer?
Well, we have one for older kids that I'm really excited about. It's called Theme Park Business and Finance.
Oh.
Something business, public relations, finance. It's definitely off the beaten path. It's certainly, I hope, what people wouldn't expect from a STEM camp, you know?
Yeah.
We use a game called Parkitect. It's a game on the computer where the kids build theme parks in the game. But it's very, very accurate in terms of like how they have to deal with financials. So we teach them what's a profit and loss statement. How do you read that? How do you run an ad campaign? How can you maximize, where you put your money for the most returns? So we kind of teach kids business management skills as well. So
can I come to this class? Because I seriously hire people to do this for me because it's so new. I think that's fantastic because it's such a day of entrepreneurship and starting your own business.
Absolutely.
And especially here in Scottsdale, we thrive off of the small businesses.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic that you're starting this young to teach these kids the importance of that.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. And again, it's presented in a game format. The kids just sit down at a computer and they have this game, and we teach them what they need to know to get started. But then after that, they're just like, "Oh, I'm just playing this game, and this shop's making me $5 every sandwich I sell. Well, I'm charging $7 over here because it's closer to wherever." And so the kids just kind of start bouncing ideas off each other, and then they just kind of start to get it.
What does that mean for you when you see stuff like that happen as a program director?
It really feels incredible to be able to bring unique programs like this to the table. I mean, of course, we offer the classics. We have, coding and robots and Legos and things like that. And I do love those as well. But to bring those unique programs to the kids and see them just soak it up just as much as anything else, it's really rewarding.
Yeah.
To be able to bring those skills to kids.
Two things that I think are really important. You work with the local businesses here to incorporate the camps into them, which I think is really interesting. So you don't have your own brick and mortar necessarily that kids come to. Talk about that relationship with working with the businesses already here in Scottsdale.
So the families already know about Sky Zone. They already know about Mavericks.
Right.
They've already done laps around the track at Octane, So for us, since we're only running camps 3 months out of the year, it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to have a brick and mortar. So we figured, hey, why don't we approach these local businesses who already have really good rapport, really good renown with the community, and just partner with them. Just go all in for the summer. And everyone that we've been partnering with has loved it.
I mean, y'all, at this point, you have the same locations every year. It's easy to go back and find you guys.
Yeah, we do. We've been very successful with the locations that we found. We've been really lucky, especially up here in Scottsdale. We've been with Sky Zone since they opened, like 5 years ago. Octane even longer than that, and then Mavericks since they opened in 2020.
Yeah.
So.
Y'all do like spring break camps and winter camps and stuff like that as well?
Yeah, we throw those in. It's definitely not to the same scale as summer. Like those aren't 10 locations like we are for summer. But yeah, whenever the school district calendars in each area kind of permit it, we definitely throw in some week-long camps and things like that.
As a parent, and you're a parent yourself, this is always so important to make sure that your kids are in a safe place for camp. You know, some parents can be scared about going to Mavericks and just leaving their kid there. I really want to talk about the people that you hire to, do y'all call them camp counselors? That's what I grew up calling them, or the camp leaders. So talk about who you hire to run these, because I think that's just as important as what y'all are offering for the curriculum as well.
Yeah, so our instructors
Thank you.
are, they get counselor and everything too. It's kind of all, they wear a lot of hats, right? So our instructors, we have leads and assistants.
Okay.
There's almost always going to be 2 different instructors in the classroom, especially if it's over 10, 12 kids. There's always going to be 2. The leads are typically just school teachers because their calendar lines up really conveniently with ours. And so they're just looking to kind of, get away from some of like the red tape and the more non-teaching parts of teaching that they experience during the school year. And they can just come to us and just only work with the kids. They don't have to deal with anything else. And so that's a really good boon for us, for sure, to have those people come in and bring their expertise and their excitement and passion for it. And then our assistant instructors are typically college students in STEM fields, or maybe they're studying education, things like that, to kind of help them get some experience, but also bring some like fresh face, young enthusiasm into the room.
Yeah.
But also be like a role model for the kids. So the kids can sit there doing coding and learning this stuff and then see someone who's maybe only 10 years older than them and be like, hey, this person is actually studying this and they're going to do this for a job. And so that's inspiring for the kids.
I didn't even think about that. It's an unheard of like mentorship, kind of thing, just unrealizing. Yeah. All right. So where should we go to sign up for more, learn more, and basically get on this now, because they do fill up fast?
Yes, we already do have some weeks that are filling up quite quickly. So our website is engineeringforkids.com/Phoenix. You can learn about our programs there. And then at the top of that webpage, there's a button that says register now or find a class, something like that.
Yep.
And that'll take you straight to the store. From there, you can choose a location, read all about the camps, and then select the weeks you want.
It's really super simple. I'm like looking at the website now as we're talking. All of them here. There is Ahwatukee, North Gilbert, Scottsdale, Midtown. I mean, they're all over, guys, and there's really no excuse. Peoria, Mesa. Like I said, this will be our 3rd year being a part of the Engineering for Kids, family. My kids love it. My daughter's so excited that she finally has aged into it this year. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Zach, for always just offering a good time. Lots of choices. You have so many weeks to choose from. And to me, pricing is always key, and I still think you'll have a good price for what you get. It is all-day camps or half-day camps. Mm-hmm. Lunch is included at most of these places.
It depends on the site. Yeah.
And then y'all do aftercare as well for some of these locations.
Yeah, every location, if you can't make it by 3:30 pickup, which I totally understand.
Yeah.
I certainly can't in the summer when I'm running around. We do offer extended care out to 6 o'clock for just a small added fee.
It really is small. And not only that, like the places y'all have them, the kids love to play at anyway. So, I mean, for instance, at Mavericks. They don't want to leave
at 3:30 anyway.
They don't. For Mavericks, they get like free video game time and stuff like that. So my kid's like, I just want to play video games. Like, of course you do, Typical 9-year-old. Zach, thank you so much. We'll have all the information in the description of this website. But like Zach said, Engineering for Kids /Phoenix. Everything is on their website. It is super easy to work and figure out what you need. So thank you for what you do. And thank you for having fun with our kids all summer. We very much appreciate it as parents.
No, thanks for coming. And thank you for the opportunity to share this.
Buying a home can be scary and sometimes frustrating, but all of that can go away with the right realtor. And that's where Sean Shackleton with the Shackleton Group is here for you. Sean has over 25 years experience in real estate. She's here to get you what you want and won't settle for less. She's experienced, knowledgeable, and understands this market, which these days is always changing. Take the stress out of your next home purchase by calling Sean at 480-734-7277. You can also find her at theshackletongroup.com. I have featured the Boys and Girls Club on here before with the president and CEO, Ivan Gilreath, but this week I have Christian Sanft with me. He is the branch director at the Virginia C. Piper Center here in Scottsdale to talk about what fun opportunities they're going to be offering up this summer for our little ones. We kind of talked about this with Ivan, so thank you for joining me, Christian, because this is all going to be about this summer. I am a parent of 2 young kids. Everyone knows this. And this is important because I love my kids, but I love them like when we have separation, right?
Sure.
And they need it too because let's be honest, I cannot keep up with their energy level during the summer. So Christian, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. So what is going on this summer at Boys and Girls Club?
So the club's been open in Scottsdale since 1954, and basically since then we've been running summer camps,
That's awesome.
including the COVID years in there in the middle, where it looked a little bit different, but basically was still the same because kids still need to run around.
Yes.
And no matter how close they sit to each other, they're going to have all that energy you're talking about. So at the club, any day that you go in, you're going to find pirate dress-up day contests, pool tournaments, wiffle ball tournaments, classes about how to cook, classes about different fine arts techniques, all kinds of stuff that kids probably won't get the chance to do at home and definitely would rather do with their friends. So that's what we have going on every day in the summer.
So you have dress up day, water day, cooking day. I've taken a tour of a few of your centers, the Virginia C. Piper being one of them. I really am blown away. I went in there with like no expectations, but they really went above to what I want. The art room that you all had, we were planting stuff when I was there. The 3D printers that y'all have. There is a lot of really cool stuff that y'all have got at these clubs.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we're very fortunate to have a facility that isn't maybe what people think about when they hear the words Boys and Girls Clubs. Specifically, you mentioned the maker space where we're lucky at our branch to have, I think we've got 6 or 8 3D printers in there right now. And the kids get to use them. We've got laser cutters. We've got hydroponic grow chambers. We've got drones and VR headsets and all kinds of stuff. Anything that will spark a kid's interest in something that might be a future career or just something to be interested in, we are all about. So, yeah, that room specifically, if I was a kid, that'd be the room I'd never want to leave.
I never want to grow up. So I think you have to be a kid, Christian, to work at the Boys and Girls Club some.
Maybe a little. That could be true. Absolutely.
Well, you know all too well. You told me right before we started recording, you were a club kid to start before you started working with Boys and Girls Club.
That's right. So I started playing basketball with the Boys and Girls Club in 1991 when I was 7. And that's actually the year that the Virginia G. Piper branch was built.
Oh, wow.
So that was the first year the club was open. I went to the Osborne branch, which used to be down in the middle of Scottsdale. Now I think it's a practice field for the Giants stadium down there. But when Piper opened, I remember we took a field trip up there for a basketball game, and it felt like we had made the NBA, wood floors in the gym and this amazing building. So we're very fortunate. But yeah, we do have a fully stocked maker space. We've got all kinds of fine arts equipment in the art room. We've got everything you could hope for as a kid in the gym. And so the kids are there having all kinds of fun all summer long.
Let's talk about that. What, as a parent, I know one of the questions most parents want, how do you hire the people that are going to be the camp counselors or the guides, whatever you would like to call them, this summer? Because I know it's important when we drop our kids off, we want to make sure that we leave them in good hands.
Absolutely, yeah. So as you kind of mentioned, I'm a club kid myself. A lot of our staff are club kids.
Yeah.
So they're a group of people that already know and have experienced the way the club handles the safety of kids, which is, of course, the most important thing to us.
Right.
That's the very first thing we consider and the thing that we focus on every day. Before we get to all the fun stuff, we have to make sure that we're doing our due diligence there. So before anybody gets hired at the club, they're interviewed a number of times. Every person who gets hired actually meets personally with the CEO. As well,
I love that.
Because that's how Ivan is. He wants to make sure that he's doing his part as the CEO to keep every kid in every club safe.
He's so great.
He's the best.
Yeah.
So if you've got a kid at our Vestar branch in North Phoenix, every staff in there who's been hired has met with him as well. And then everybody passes a background check, and all of our staff go through mandatory safety trainings annually about being a mandated reporter, which is about reporting suspected child abuse or neglect, about keeping kids emotionally safe, preventing bullying, all those kinds of things. So every person in the club, no matter how young they are or how old they are, if they're on staff or a volunteer, they've gone through this process of being background checked and trained on how to keep kids safe physically and emotionally.
I love that. That's good to know because that's super important to all of us. And I know for you all too, not just the parents. All right, you are tackling kids 5 years old to how old?
So we've got two sides of the building. On the youth side, we've got 5-year-olds up to 12-year-olds, kindergarten through 6th grade.
Got you.
And then we have a teen program with a sort of separate teen center in the building from 7th grade to 12th grade. So we've got kids from 5 to 18.
So you separate them like that. Do you even separate even like, hey, 5 to 7-year-olds, we're going to go do this activity, 8 to 12-year-olds do this? How does that work?
Yeah, so our building, because we have each of these separate rooms, we rotate age groups through each room about every 45 minutes.
Nice.
So people think sometimes with the Boys and Girls Club, it's just like a big corral and you herd all the kids in and they do whatever.
This is what I'm asking. I'm glad you use those words, but yes, this is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, because it sounds like maybe that's how it is. And the kids don't know, all of the structure and the training and the curriculum that goes into
So they may come home and be like, we're just crazy, Mom.
Exactly. They'll come home and be like, oh, we did wiffle ball and then we did face painting and then we did, 3D printing in the makerspace. But what happens is we separate the kids by age group.
Okay.
And then every age group, every grade level rotates with their group all day.
Perfect.
So they'll spend 45 minutes in the gym and then 45 minutes in the tech lab and then 45 minutes in the art room.
Good to know.
But we don't ever combine age groups unless they're adjacent. So you want to have kindergartners and 6th graders participating in the same activity ever.
That's
the
good.
Kindergartners will be with kindergartners, maybe with 1st graders if we're combining age groups. And the older kids, same. 5th graders be with 6th graders or just by themselves.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's good to know. Because, that age difference can be a lot with those kids. Yeah.
Big step, especially between kindergarten and 1st grade.
Yes.
That's a big step.
It really is.
And so by separating them, it allows us to really dial in the programming as well. So every area has planned activities that are age specific for every 45-minute period for every day of the summer.
I love that.
So it's a lot of planning.
A lot of fun is what it's going to be.
Oh, yes.
This summer is great. It's still at a huge discounted rate. Talk to me about this. Tell me the hours and where we can go to sign up and stuff.
Sure. So all of our branches are open from 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m.
Oh, wow.
So it's a long day. You can pick up and drop off kids anywhere in there. So if you need to drop them off at 8 and pick them up at 3 one day, there's no problem. You can. And the way the sign up works, you choose which weeks you want to come as well. So you're not locked into signing up for the whole summer. If you need to come 3 weeks of summer, that's great. If you want to come all 10 weeks of summer, that's great. The branch locations calendars change a little bit depending on the school districts that they serve.
Okay.
So our calendar at the Virginia G. Piper branch is based around Scottsdale Unified because those are most of the schools that we serve. And then the cost is about $196 per child.
Which is nothing, by the way. As someone who needs camp every week for their kids, you're talking between $250 and $300 to $400 per kid per week.
Right.
And it's not even as long offered as what you guys are offering for hours.
Right. And then when kids come to us, that's one of the things we find is not only is the cost just the bald numbers are really reasonable, but also given the level of activity planning. I've been doing this now for close on 20 years, and I could put together a great science activity for my own kids at home, a great sports activity, a great makerspace activity if I had all the equipment, but there's no way I could do 6 of those every day all summer long for my own kids. I've been doing this forever.
That's funny you say that because I'm usually one activity a day and then I'm exhausted because to get up to that point of the activity, set activity, and then I need to relax after that.
That's right. Yeah. And then, the other great thing is the way the sign up works, you sign up for 1 week. So if you're going to take your kids to, El Dorado Pool one day or take them out hiking or do something else, they can just be gone a day. They don't have to come every day of the week.
Right.
So the sign up is meant to be flexible because really we exist to try to help every kid, especially those that need us most, to reach their full potential. And so we'll be doing those engaging, fun, different activities in every area of the building all day. So as often as they want to be here, we will absolutely take them.
And you just have to provide your own snack and lunch and stuff like that. That's easy enough.
Closed-toed shoes and a water bottle.
Typical day at school, let's be real,
Yes.
Christian.
Yep.
Is every location here in Scottsdale doing the same week events, or is it differentiate between each location?
So each location gets to pick their themes for each
Okay.
week. So I know we're doing, a space week, a cowboy week, a career week.
Yeah.
So every location will have something different.
Okay.
But generally, you can probably count on there being a cowboy week and a space week and a superhero week, because those are the most fun. And what we love is to see the kids get really into it.
Yeah.
So when we do cowboy week, it's so much fun. We'll have a carnival. We'll maybe have a petting zoo come in,
Ooh.
something like that, or do, sort of fun Western style activities. And then to have every kid dress up is our goal, so that we get some great photos and the kids come out of the summer with all of these really fun memories. Not to mention they weren't just sitting at home on your couch on their phone or an iPad too.
Thank you. That is like key to me, because I don't know about like your kids, but my kids kind of get worn out by the pool earlier than I would like,
Sure.
because we start so early here in Arizona. So yes, by like July timeframe, I'm freaking out. What are we going to do? So I'm so thankful for you guys. My kids will be attending Boys and Girls Club camps this summer. I know we've actually coordinated with other families to make sure our friends are there together.
Oh, yeah, that's the best.
And so it's great. And so thank you for opening the doors for these hours. Go check them out. You can go to Boys and Girls Club of Greater Scottsdale. Everything is super easy on their website of where to register. It's $25 to register to be a club member. And then after that, $196 per week. You can pick some days, right? You can even go certain days. You don't have to pay for the week in that sense.
Well, I think you do have to pay for the week.
whole
So you
week?
lock in the week.
Okay.
And then you can come at any point during the week, as many days as you like.
Perfect. Pick the club that works for you. They're all over. Thank you so much, Christian, for coming here and talking to us and teaching us more. And go check it out. You'll regret not signing your kids up for this. Because, let's be real. This is 11 and a half hours of your day that you could pass your child off to someone else and then get them home exhausted for an easy bedtime, which is also key for a parent.
That's true. They'll come home tired for sure.
All right, stay tuned. We have more coming up next. When it comes to protecting you, your family, and all your assets, you need to have someone that you can trust. And that's Jeremy Mueller of State Farm Insurance. Jeremy Mueller has lived in Scottsdale his whole life. How can anyone else know your needs more than someone who's been here and seen it all? Jeremy and his team are always ranked in the top % at State Farm. He cares, he's knowledgeable, and most importantly, he's always available. Don't believe me? Give him a call at 480-515-5223 or find him at jeremymueller.com. Well, we've just talked to you about the Engineering for Kids camp, Boys and Girls camp, but those are just two of the many, 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 many camps that are happening this summer. And of course, my go-to woman for all things family fun and events and what is happening, not only family, we've had some fun on our own, thank you very much, is Veronica Leon of Macaroni Kid here in North Scottsdale. Veronica, thank you so much. Honestly, I reached out to you first about doing this episode because I was like, hey, I need some camps for my kids. What are you doing with yours? And that's where this whole idea flourished, to just dedicate this episode to all the camps and help all the parents out there looking for it. So here is your platform, my lady. What is going on this summer, and what are you most looking forward to for camps for your kids?
Wow, that was a lot. There's always a lot of camps because obviously summer in Arizona is hot for one, and we're always looking for things to entertain the kids with, keep them out of the sun, and mostly for us as well, so we can still get our work done. So there's definitely a lot of what we call the best summer camps for this year. And we are very excited again to have our summer camp guide published with a lot of summer camps available from arts, sports, adventures. I mean, you name it. There is not one thing that you cannot find to host your child for any type of entertainment, so they're not at home being bored.
And that's just it. I mean, there really is. Everyone's like, well, my kid doesn't like to do sports camps.
Right.
We have art camps. There's theater camps.
There's STEM, art,
There's
dance.
The Boardwalk is doing camps everywhere there for them.
There's also the summer movies that just
talk
got
about that.
released. So it's funny. I just purchased our little packet of $8 for 8 movies. They're $1 each, and you
crazy.
pick either you go on Tuesday or you go on Friday, and it's in the morning. You go and watch, really cute Disney old movies. But if you don't have a ticket that day or you don't have the packet, like the $8 packet, you can just buy it for $2.
Oh, please. What's an extra $1 for a last-minute event? And this is all kids' movies, so parents, don't be afraid of like, oh, my gosh, my 3-year-old's never been in a movie before. Start here.
Start there, yeah.
This is literally what I did with my kids at that age.
That's definitely an opportunity to entertain the kids, to not only entertain them, but showcase that you can sit through a movie. You can be loud. The kids are going to be loud, but it's that 1 hour and 60 minute, if that, for these movies, and you're out of the sun. Yeah. And then you can go on from there to get lunch or do another activity. So that's also part of this whole summer entertainment. But summer camps is one of those things that if you're looking for that full-time care from 8 to 5 or 8 to 3, there's a huge selection of summer camps on our guide, and they start by section. We section them off based on what they are.
Okay, good.
So if you're looking for
easily what we're looking for.
Yeah, so it makes it much easier title-wise. If you're looking for art camps, there's a few under there. Click through them. A lot of them have been reoccurring camps that join us, which is very exciting that we have a lot of businesses that come back. But there's a lot of indoor play places that also host camps or daily camps.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But if you're looking for camps, I would also start with the city as well. Some camps start as low as $35 a day. And they go to like $300-$400 for the week, depending on what kind of camp you're looking for. So there's a lot of options out there, and I try to really make my guide an easy click here's information type thing, so parents are not having to click so many options or ways to find a certain camp. But I mean, I can't say that there's a bad camp out there, because there isn't.
When I started talking to you about this, I was like, I felt overwhelmed, and this was like in March. And so I was like, oh my gosh, should we sign up? I don't want to miss the opportunity, all that. And then I learned, I was like, oh, even if I don't get in for those full days, I can still do a half day for some of these kids, which is always an option as well. Looking into that. What are some camps that it's hard like not to repeat some of them? So are there any new camps that you're getting into this year you're excited about?
Good question. It's as my daughter's getting older, she's changing on her interests, so it's not the same ones that we can sign her up. One of our favorites is the Creative Arts Studio, which is an art class. That for sure is, she has to sign up for that one. The other one that she loves doing is the Odyssey Aquarium Camp, Ocean Camp. That's one of her 2 favorites. But I have a 5-year-old, and the 5-year-old this is going to be his first time actually doing a camp.
I'm so excited. Mine too. My youngest, I was like, which ones do you want to do? And she's like, all of them, Mommy. I was like, yes.
See, my son, because they don't have to be in camp, but I'm like, I want them to learn something while they're off on camp. He is doing a sports camp with Beginning Edge Sports with all his little buddies from school.
Perfect.
And he'll probably just do another, I was thinking, like Hubbard. I want to try Hubbard out. It's always a very entertaining, active summer camp is what I want him to do. I don't want him to sit behind a desk and draw and color and all that. I want him to move. Yeah. I want him to be tired when I pick him up.
Isn't that the truth,
Otherwise, I'll just keep him at home.
I love it. There's still time to get in there. Veronica has this amazing list. It'll be in the description of this episode on my website as well. Veronica always does such a good job. She really is a one-stop shop for everything when I need to find out what's going on. She really, I have her personal number so I can reach out to her, and then I go check the website for other weekends as well. So Veronica, thank you so much for always keeping us informed and doing it. And this weekend is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to you.
Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you. Anything special or fun planned, or do you know?
I do not know.
I
always like about that because it's always a surprise. And it's like a whole weekend celebration because I celebrate with my family on the Mexican, Hispanic Mother's Day. And then I get to celebrate it with my husband on the American side.
I love that.
Yeah, so I celebrate it twice.
Can I come with you then? I'm just going to celebrate all weekend with you. All right, guys, go check it out. Macaroni Kid in North Scottsdale. She literally has every camp for you in one place. You can click the link. It takes you right there, tells you what days are available, pricing, everything is one place so you're not Googling all different things to do. In the meantime, don't forget to check out Engineering for Kids, the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Scottsdale, and of course, Veronica and Macaroni Kid. Thank you so much for helping us each and every week. And don't worry, Scottsdale, there's plenty of adult things out there to do as well. That's why you go put your kids in camp and get a little day date going on or something like that.
Nice brunch.
Have a wonderful week, Scottsdale. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Keep vibing, and I'll see you around town.